Good morning. Thank you all for being here. My name is Maddie. I'm one of the program managers here at the Inside Out Network. And each month we're doing just a short, like less than 10-minute kind of service provider feature webinar and the different things that providers can do on our platform. So today we're covering actually the spiritual survival guide. And then with that, a brief history of the Inside Out Network, because it's kind of our roots a little bit and how we came about to begin with. So, like I said, thank you all for being here and supporting ION. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. So I'm going to do that just to make sure we can see everything okay. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Please.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. So from your guys' provider profile, if you are already, so whether you are a provider with us or maybe you're not yet, or whether you signed in or not, you can access the spiritual survival guide. So I'm going to show you how to do that from your home screen. This is if you are logged in your provider account. You're going to go up to the top and click on resources. And this is where you can access the spiritual survival guide. So we're going to get into talking about that a little bit. You can actually access the free book online. So you can do so by just clicking on that link, and it will take you to like the free flipping book version of the book. And you can see, you can just go ahead and click through. But why is this important, and why do we have this book on our platform, right? That's kind of what we're going to talk a little bit about today as well. So Fred Nelson, our executive director, he's been involved in prison ministry since 2005. He first started this in Stateville Prison in Illinois, and during his prison ministry involvement, he created Under the Door Prison Ministry. So this all began, almost 20 years ago. During this time, he wrote the book, The Spiritual Survival Guide for Prison and Beyond. And in this, he spoke with those who were incarcerated. He talked with them. He learned from them, and he really got to know them during this process. It kind of helped him write this book. He found out their needs, like maybe what are their needs post-release from incarceration, what is the type of help that they're looking for, and all of that's included in the book. And we'll cover that a little bit further. But he also created the Red Chicago Reentry Directory. So this was a reentry-based document or list of providers that could help just in the Chicago area, but it was really hard to keep updated, and it was a print paper version, so things went out of date quickly, and it was just difficult to maintain and distribute. So that's how he created ION. He was like, okay, how can we do this in an online, a little bit easier to use way? And then thus born the ION platform. And as you guys know, it's a multi-sided platform that allows those who have been incarcerated to connect with different providers in the community. But this book was all part of this process. So I'm going to read just a little bit of the summary of the book to you guys so you can have an idea. But this is what he has wrote. So welcome to the second edition of the Spiritual Survival Guide for Prison and Beyond. It is exactly what it sounds like, a tool that enrages hope, nourishes prisoners' faith, strengthens their relationships with Jesus, and is helpful aid to discovering a positive new self. It deals with questions inmates often ask, as well as the questions they're afraid to ask. Written by Pastor Fred Nelson, the Spiritual Survival Guide was originally developed by Redeemer Church, Park Ridge, Illinois, for their Under the Door prison ministry at Stateville Prison in Joliet, Illinois. Written with extensive input from current and former inmates, prison chaplains, pastors of ex-inmates, family members, and workers in the reentry ministry, the book covers issues like forgiveness, shame, and guilt, addiction, gangs, family and fatherhood, your past and the truth about what God thinks of you, surviving spiritually beyond prison. And then it says, written in conversational style, the book includes questions for reflection that can be used by individuals or groups. The second edition includes 7 small group Bible studies, especially designed for inmates and returning citizens. And then over 60,000 copies have been distributed, and it's currently in use in prison, jails, and reentry centers in different parts of the country. So not only can you read this book online, as I mentioned, by just going to our website and flipping through, but if you are also interested in a paper, like some paper copies, you can request those. You can email me directly. You can also email our support email, and you can get a hold of those paper copies. And another reason why this is important is that we have 9 categories on our platform. We have 9 categories of services that our returning citizens can pick from, areas they might want help with, everything from shelters and housing to multi-service, which is like food and clothing and transportation, to legal assistance, to employment and job training, education, right? Healthcare, substance abuse treatment and recovery, churches and ministries. So all of those 9 categories actually came from incarcerated individuals themselves. And those 9 categories were created during under the Door Prison Ministry and writing this book as well. So, like I said, there's a little bit brief history about ION. This book, like I said, is a resource that's available to anyone in our network, whether you want to utilize the free online version or the paper copies. You are welcome to do so. So please just reach out if you're interested in getting some copies of that book. And then the other piece we like to mention is that although this is faith-based, in explaining our roots a little bit, the Inside Out Network is a platform that's available to anyone. So regardless of religious affiliation, anyone is welcome to use our platform or use our services, and all providers are welcome as well. So like I said, just a little bit brief information about us, but if you guys have any questions, please let us know. I don't think there's anything in the chat right now. Miranda, thank you for putting up our information. But yeah, like I said, please reach out if you guys have any questions, and we would be happy to help. Thank you for being here today. Does anyone have any questions while we're on?
Manny, I just wanted to ask, anyone is able to access the book, right? So you could potentially enter as a guest on the site and then hit the resources and you can get to the book.
Yeah, definitely. So yes, thank you. So yeah, kind of as I was touching on a little bit, whether you have an account with us or you don't, or maybe someone you want to refer the book to someone who doesn't have an account. If I'm logged out, and this is the home screen. So when we first go to insideoutnetwork.net, this is what you see. You can click on continue as guest. And then you can still go up to the top and access our resource tab. So you can just go to About Us and then go to Resources. And again, you can find the book for free. So even if you're not signed in, you can see I'm not signed in right now. You can still access the book either online, or you can reach out to us too for the paperback books as well. So thank you. Any other questions at this stage? All right. Well, thank you guys so much again for being here. Just like I said, a little brief kind of 10-minute conversation with you, but it was nice seeing you. And then if you want to remember any of this, or, you want to see it again, how to access it, we do upload these recordings to our YouTube page. So you can always visit that to rewatch this recording as well. But thank you guys. Have a great day.